Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Per Lemon SEO channel, brought to you by Per Lemon and taught to you by me, Z. Okay, we're going to keep on the general trend of trying to avoid PowerPoints as much as possible. In today's video, I thought I would take you on a little bit of a journey through some of the important add-ons you can add into the general lexicon and usable thing that you guys do online. Sorry, that was a bad sentence. Okay, basically, I'm going to show you some of the add-ons I use as a web developer in my day-to-day life. Now, as you can see, we're on MIT OpenCourseWare. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is because it's super important that you guys have access to all the resources you possibly could. I have looked at some of these courses. I have done some of these courses in my own personal time just to help refresh, keep myself abreast, or learn some new things. It's an excellent resource. If you click Explore here, you can see there are literally hundreds of courses here for you to go through. Some of them are better than others, I will admit that, but it's still an incredible resource for you guys if you're looking to maybe learn something new on the side while you're on your SEO journey. Remember, education and learning is not a single towering structure. You don't want to build the Tower of Babel, okay? What you want to do is build as wide as possible with enough height to get you where you need to be. If you've ever understood, if you've heard the saying, the breadth of the ocean with the depth of a puzzle, in many ways, that's what we do the inverse in education. The depth of the ocean, but the breadth of a puddle. So, you take one step and you fall right down the rabbit hole, but that's all you know. And that's kind of our hyper-focused, hyper-specialized way of the 21st century, where it's important, I feel, as a former educator, as a former trainer, that we build ourselves up in a holistic manner, okay, taking bits and bobs from everything. That's just my 2 cents. So some of the add-ons I have here. If you click on here, you can see that I have a lot of add-ons here, okay? So first and foremost, when you're doing web dev, something super good is sometimes you have a color you want to know, you like, or maybe you don't have all the colors the client gave you. They just kind of gave you an image and they say, work off this. How do you know what the color actually is? Really good way of doing that is the color pick eyedropper. You just click on it, you find the color that you want to take. For example, let's take this orange over here. You hover over it, you click on it, and it gives you the code, right? And the RGB as well. Just copy that, you paste it into, let's say, Elementor's color selection, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got the color you're looking for. All right, so that's a great tool for the web dev side of things. Then we've got Grammarly. Honestly, when you are writing content in general, and I know Grammarly is not the greatest tool when it comes to that, um, but one of the things that you should do is definitely just have Grammarly running around because it will pick up some of the things that you miss, simple errors, and super importantly, it helps you just generally keep things a bit more professional in terms of your writing. Do be careful, Grammarly sometimes. Uh, Grammarly looks at things in proper English and not actual spoken English. So if you're going for more conversational tone, Grammarly might correct that and make it more formal. So just be aware of that. LastPass, if you're working on websites, if you're working with 10, 20 websites, LastPass or anything like it is a breeze. I know LastPass isn't the greatest one. It's simply the one I just use. But if you do want to use a password saver, LastPass, there are several others out there. Whichever you prefer, I just use LastPass. Then this one here, detailed SEO extension, okay? That's this one over here. Now, what is this? Well, this basically scrapes the page's code to find out some missing or find out the correct characters and information of the page, right? So, for example, it will find the title of the page, the meta title. It'll find the meta description. It'll find the correct URL, and it'll check if that is the canonical URL. It'll see if there are robot tags. You can see, pardon, you can see here. It says it can't find the it's missing. It'll show the keywords, the word count, the publisher, if there is a publisher. It'll show the headings, the images, and the amount of links there are. If you go to headings, it'll tell you how many H1s there are, H2s, H3s, H4s, H5s, and 6. If you were working on a web page and you say, I want to check how many H1s I've got, you can click there and it'll show you exactly how many you've got. Okay? Remember, only one H1. Links, it'll show you all of the links. It'll give you the anchor text. It'll give you the source. So this is a real quick and easy way of finding exactly the links that you're looking for. if you know, for example, this page is supposed to have 20 links and it only says 19, you can find out which one is missing. Images, it'll tell you how many images there are, how many images are without an alt title, which is super important, and how many pages are without a title, right? Most websites still don't use an alt title, but if you do want to be best practice, always make sure all your images have an alt title. It'll give you the schema markup, the socials, if there are any social links, and obviously if you want to set up something here a bit more advanced, you can do that, and then you can click here for the settings, and you can authorize all the settings if you want to. Super great too, to just give you a sort of high level overview of what's happening on the website. Okay, then we've got this. This is Nightwatch Search Simulator. You click on here. It is this one here, SEO Search Simulator. So let's say, for example, I've got a client in the United States and I'm in the United Kingdom, right? I click on here, search the United States, and I want to find out something like, say, restaurants in California. I know I spelled restaurants wrong. Google, you don't have to tell me that. And then we say perform search. All right. And now it's going to show me different restaurants in California, right? As if I was in the United States. Now I can change this to, let's say, Canada and search there, right? And suddenly it's simulating a search as if I was from Canada. All right, so this is a great tool if you just want to quickly search up multiple things. This is a really bad example, but it's a real quick and easy way for you to simulate multiple searches. All right. Then finally, that's just we've got Lem app. If you're using WhatsApp on your desktop or your PC, highly recommend it. It's a great tool to just keeping things in order, keeping track of certain things, mentions, all of those things. Really great tool. I highly recommend you use it. And I just wanted to give you guys that good overview because you see, as a SEO developer or a developer in general, your software are the tools you use for every job that you do, right? You're like a painter, and each painter, you guys can't see me, but I got a bunch of paintbrushes here, half tuned. But each paintbrush does something different, all right? Some are for detail, some are for broad strokes, some are for canvassing, some are for minute details. So each brush has a unique function, just like each of our tools. With these tools, we can do a lot more than if it was just simply a broad overview sort of tool, all right? So we're not using a multi-tool, we're using a specific tool for each specific thing. Then finally, at long last, we've got the Lighthouse tool, like I showed you guys before. You click on here, it generates a report, and you get feedback immediately on your client site. So this is a really great way of doing high-level overviews. If you're just, you're speaking to a prospective client and you're on a call with them, you can pull these up and you can show, hey, look, you can just kind of pull up some metrics. For example, look at this. Great. Performance kind of crappy, but that might be because of my internet speed. I'm sorry for that. I just kind of slipped out. That is because of my internet speed and I've got a million things open. But that in general is kind of like what you want to do. Say, for example, you're working with a company and they're like, hey, can you take a look at our website while we're on this call? And you go, sure. And they ask, do you want me to give you the logins? And you say, that'd be great, but it's not necessary. Just let me take a few looks here. In general, using Lighthouse and Detailed, you can get a generally good idea of the general health of your client site. All right, it's a really great, these two especially, if you use nothing else, these two especially, Lighthouse and Detailed, excellent tools, highly recommend. They should be in your catalog. If you are a web developer, if you're SEO developer, they should be on your browser. And more specifically, always have one specific browser you use specifically for web development. I can't stress this enough, whether it be Firefox, whether it be Chrome, Edge, whichever one, have one specifically for work, have one specifically for personal use. I cannot stress this enough, how much simpler it makes life. Please do that. That's what I do. That's what my colleagues do. Don't mix and match both because you're going to get super, super confused. Okay? If you can, set up a virtual machine and you've got a powerful enough PC, do that too. That's great as well. Just make sure that you are always following best practice when it comes to informational security and making sure that your clients get the absolute best from you and your information stays private. Guys, I hope this was informative. I hope this was exciting. I hope this was fun. Please, if you're interested in more, check out the rest of the channel. I've got plenty of videos like these. My colleagues have been posting every day too. So if you have any ideas, tips, tricks that you want us to cover, any questions, please feel free to leave them down below and we'll get back to you ASAP. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day.